Today's topic is going to be algebraic sum and subtraction. In this case, it's very important for you to know that a negative sign before a parenthesis will change the sign of every term inside that parenthesis. So whenever we have a parenthesis and before the parenthesis we have a negative sign, that will mean that all the terms inside the parenthesis will change sign. Well, today we will have a different type of text that will tell us what to do with the algebraic expressions. A and B in this case can represent both a monomial or a polynomial. So it's also used for monomials. It can be used for polynomials. So it's the same. When we have something like sum A with B, that will be a very simple one. That means A plus B. If it says from A subtract B, that will mean that it will be A minus B. We can change like the order. If we say something like subtract A from B, that will be B minus A. So we need to be aware that wherever it says subtract, that will mean that a specific one is the one that it will be a negative one. In this case, in number 2 and number 3, when we have the word subtract, after the word subtract, that will be the one that it's going to be the negative one. Let's see with number 4, it says from the sum of A and B, that means A plus B, subtract C. So in this case, it's going to be A plus B, and then at the end, we are going to subtract C. It's the same like in the last one. The word that it's subtract after, it's the one that it's going to be a negative one. In number 5, we have something similar. We change the order. It says subtract A from the sum of B and C. That means B and C gets added, B plus C, and we will subtract, in this case, or a negative one, it will be A. If we have a text like it says, from the sum of A and B, subtract the sum of C and D, it will be A plus B minus, and this is a very important one, minus will affect all the sum of C and D because the text says subtract the sum of C and D. That's why the minus sign affects all the operation of the addition between C and D. And at last, at number 7, we have the same like number 6, but like flip it. It says subtract the sum of A and B from the sum of C and D. That means we are going to subtract A plus B, so that will be the negative one. The negative one will be A plus B, and the positive one will be C plus D. So in this case, it's C plus D minus A plus B. So if we see all these examples, we can have a little note here. It says the word subtract will tell us which expressions are going to be affected by the minus sign. So this is a very important one, as I was telling you, because the subtract word will tell us which one is the one that we are going to put a negative sign. And remember that negative sign will change all the signs inside that specific parenthesis. So let's see today some example of all this together. So we will have the first example. It says sum 3x plus 5y minus 2z with minus 2x plus 3z minus 7y. So in this case, we can change this to an algebraic expression. We can put it like 3x plus 5y minus 2z plus minus 2x plus 3z minus 7y. And because positive signs doesn't change anything inside a parenthesis, we can put it without a parenthesis. Something like this. Then in this case, remember, all our answer must be in order, so we need to use alphabetical order. So in this case, we are starting with letter X, like term simplification. So 3x minus 2x, it's only 1x. Then we are going to use y. We have 5y minus 7y, that will be minus 2y. And at the end, we are going to do letter z. 3z minus 2z, it's positive z, 1z, but remember number 1 we don't put it. So this will be our final answer, x minus 2y plus z. Let's see another example. So let's see this second one. It says from 7a minus 5b plus 3c subtract 3a minus 5b plus 7c plus 2. Remember, the word subtract will tell us which one is going to be the negative one. So this one is going to be the negative one. So we will put it like this. 7a minus 5b plus 3c minus, because we are going to subtract 3a minus 5b plus 7c plus 2. And remember the note that we put on the last image. The minus sign before a parenthesis means all the terms are going to change its sign. So we can want to put it, or we can put it like this. The first parenthesis will stay the same, but the second one will change its sign. So it will be minus 3a, positive 5b, negative 7c, negative 2. Then we can do now the ordering and like term simplification. So we are going to start with letter A. In this case, 7 minus 3a, it's going to be 4a. Letter B then, minus 5b and plus 5b. So we can eliminate it because it's 0. Then we are going to use letter C. We will have 3c minus 7c, that will be minus 4c. And then at the end, we are going to have only minus 2. And that will be it. This is going to be our answer, that it's ordered and also like term simplified. So this was the second example. Let's see another ones. So in the next one, we have something like this. Subtract 3x squared minus 7x plus 25 from minus 8x squared plus 5x cubed minus 20x plus 15. So in this case, remember, the word subtract will tell us which one is going to be the negative one. So in this case, it's minus 8x squared plus 5x cubed minus 20x plus 15. Subtract the other one, so it will be minus 3x squared minus 7x plus 25. So in this case, remember, when we have a minus sign before a parenthesis, all the terms will change its sign. So we can put this one as this one gets copied the same as the other one because it doesn't have anything to change. The other one, it's minus 3x squared plus 7x minus 25. So then we need to do the mathematical operation of like term simplification. So we need to start, remember, with alphabetical order, and in this case we need to use also descending order of powers. So we are starting with x cubed. We don't have another x cubed, so it will stay the same. It's the first one. We don't need to put the positive sign. 5x cubed. Then we are going to use x squared, in this case minus 8, and minus 3, it's minus 11. So it will be minus 11x squared. Then we will use x. We have minus 20 plus 7, it's minus 13x. And then finally the numbers, 15 and minus 25, it will be minus 10. And this will be our final ordered answer, 5x cubed minus 11x squared minus 13x minus 10. So let's see the next exercise. In this one, it says from the sum of 7/2 of a plus 4/3 of b minus 5 and 3/4 of a minus 7/6 of b plus 8 subtract 1/6 of b plus 5/8 of a. So remember, the word subtract will tell us which one is the one that is going to be a negative one. So in this case, we will put this as an algebraic expression. So it will be 7/2 of a plus 4/3 of b minus 5 plus 3/4 of a minus 7/6 of b plus 8. This will be the part of the addition, then minus 1/6 of b plus 5/8 of a. Let us continue with the solving of this problem. So in this case, we will start with the first one. In the first one, we don't need to make any change of signs because there are positive ones. So we can put it like a 7/2 of a plus 4/3 of b minus 5 plus 3/4 of a minus 7/6 of b plus 8. The other one is the one that is going to change signs, so it will be the change of signs of the two ones. So it will be minus 1/6 of b plus 5/8 of a. So then we will need to do the like term simplification. We are going to start with letter A. We have 7/2, 3/4, and 5/8. So in this case, I'm sorry, here I made a mistake because remember the minus sign will affect both of the terms, so it will be minus 1/6 of b and minus 5/8 of a. So in this case, we need to make the addition and subtraction of these terms, so we will need to use a least common denominator. So it will be in this case 8. So we will get 8 over a plus 8 of a minus 8 of a. The last one, it stays the same because it has 8s. The first one needs to multiply by 4, so the 7 multiplied by 4, it will be 28. The second one, it gets needed multiplied by 2. So the 4 gets multiplied by 2, the 3 gets multiplied by 2, so it will be 6. So in this case, we will get 28 plus 6 is 34, minus 5 it's 29. So we will get 29 over 8 of a, that it's a positive one. The next one we need to make, it's the one from letter B. So we have this letter B, this letter B, and this letter B. So in this case, we will need the least common denominator, that it's 6. So we will put it 6a over the second one, it's a negative one. So it will be 6b, and the third one is also a negative one over 6b. So in this case, the first term gets multiplied by 2, so 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. The second term, it has already 6s, so it stays the same. The third one, it's already in 6s, so it stays the same. So it will be something like this. So in this case, it's 8 6 minus 7 6 minus 1 6. So the negatives are minus 8, the positive ones are 8, so it will be 0v, that it's 0. So the next one is going to be the positive numbers or the negative ones. It will be the independent terms, and we have minus 5 plus 8, so it will be minus 5 plus 8. That will be plus 3. So our final answer, remember, we need to put it ordered with the rules of the course. So it will be alphabetical order. So it will be 29 over 8 of A plus 3, and that will be it. That's our final unordered answer. So let's see another example. So the next exercise is something like this. It says from the sum of 3x minus 7x squared plus 20 and 7x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5 minus 3x, subtract the sum of 5x minus 7x squared plus 8x cubed and 3 minus 4x squared plus x. So this one is a very important one. Remember, the word subtract will tell us which ones it's going to, the ones that are going to be negative, in this case this one and also this one. So in this case we can write this specific expression as something like this. It says from the sum of 3x minus 7x squared plus 20 and 7x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5 minus 3x, subtract, that will be minus the sum of 5x minus 7x squared plus 8x cubed and 3 minus 4x squared plus x. So we can now do the additions inside the brackets. Then we will do at the end the subtraction. So we can start getting out of the parentheses. So it will be 3x minus 7x squared plus 20 plus 7x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5 minus 3x minus, we can eliminate the parentheses because there are only positive signs. So we will put it exactly the same. Then we can do a like term simplification inside the parentheses, or we can change all the signs of these parentheses. So it's your decision. You can do first the like term simplification inside the parentheses or bracket, or you can do first the change of signs and then the simplification. It's up to you. So I will do first the simplification, then the change of signs. So in this case, we will start with the first bracket. We will start with alphabetical and descending order of powers. So we will start with 7x cubed. We only have one, so it will be 7x cubed. Then we are going to use the square term. So it's minus 7 minus 2. It's minus 9x squared. Then we are going to use letter x. 3 minus 3x gets eliminated. Then the numbers, it's going to be 20 plus 5. It will be plus 25. On the second parenthesis, we can start with x cubed. It will be 8x cubed. We don't have another one. Then we are going to continue with x squared. We have minus 7 minus 4. That's minus 11x squared. Then we continue with x. 5x plus x, it's plus 6x. And finally the numbers plus 3. Then we can change the signs of the ones that are after the minus sign. So it will be 7x cubed minus 9x squared plus 25 minus 8x cubed plus 11x squared minus 6x minus 3. Then we can do like term simplification. In this case, we will start with x cubed because of descending order of powers, and it will be minus x cubed. Then we continue with x squared. It will be 9 plus 11 minus 9 plus 11. It's plus 2x squared. Then we continue with letter x. We have only one, so it will be minus 6x. And the numbers 25 minus 3 plus 22. And that will be our final unordered answer, minus x cubed plus 2x squared minus 6x plus 22. So that will be some exercises similar to the ones that you will need to do on activity that it's for today. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is how we make algebraic sum and subtraction.